prepare yourself. Enemies, get ready. That was all of them. Enemies, get ready.
Good afternoon, Maverick. How are things? Really? Well, thank you for telling me. And thank you for the sub. As ever and always, much appreciated. Thank you. If there's something you want to put that towards, just let me know. Otherwise, I will have to stay. I mean, for my choice. Alright, hang on. I got a separate thing for that nowadays. There we go. So noted. Stuff. There we go. Hello, Platy. Okay. Hello, SJ.
Wow, what a sight. Do you see anything? With your gift, I mean. No, but I suppose Delgalar's personal quarters would be a good place to start. I guess the big gate over there should lead us there. Let's take a look. Locked, of course. What else would you expect when breaking into someone's house? Let's see. I understand. This is some kind of magic seal, similar to the one the Magisters once showed us in the Scuola. You need to speak the correct words in order to pass. 2 of them, it seems.
And how do we find these words?
Well, that's the question. But knowing Delgalar, I'm sure he chose 2 words that meant something to him. So if we can somehow find out more about him and what he did here, we might have a chance. If not, we'll need to look for another way in. Come, let's take a look at the 2 towers. I think the staircases in this hall might lead us there.
I like that film quite a lot, but I don't think that's really going to help us with... Oh, you don't mean that. Hello, Morcalbo. Hello, Magister. Did you get to see the BFA video, Magister? Because I did bother to watch that during my lunch break.
More bodies. What in blazes happened here? Kirash. Enemies, get ready.
Well, that's good to know.
Now just what the heck was that?
I don't know. You're asking me? But I do want to say thank you very much, Gossi97. As ever and as always, much appreciate those subs. Thank you. If there's a future stream you'd like to put that towards, just let me know and I'll go ahead and jot it down. We have a whole list on the website if you're interested. So thank you again. Hello, just Matt, Destroyer of Worlds. How does anyone screw up the pronunciation of that? It's so... Anyways. So anyways, that's probably the thing that's been raising the dead in here.
Yes, probably, but what is it? That's not an elemental, at least not a common one. Let's just be careful. I don't like this.
Well, I'm glad you liked my stuff in the past, but I'm even gladder that you're here now. As you are probably aware, thanks to watching the VODs, I really like interacting, talking, chatting. So, as I like to say, thoughts, comments, questions, hatreds, blind rage, whatever you want to say. You're more than welcome. I'm having a weird day. My headache has faded, by the way, for anybody curious, so thank you. That looks safe. The specific quest I'm on is Angel, which is part of Blacklight, I believe.
That looks like Starlingcraft to me. Without
the device in the correct order, it is impossible to banish the barrier, correct?
Yes, my son. And no one apart from us knows the latter.
I see. Then I owe you my thanks. We should make a toast. To your Motrolian brandy?
I must confess that I am no friend to alcohol, but thank you nonetheless. To play just with it. What are we drinking to? Our collaboration?
To your death!
To our collaboration. And a world free of suffering.
Alright. To our collaboration. And a world free of suffering.
And he dies.
Marvelous, really. Between us, Misa, why the barrier? What do you have up there that 5 arm wides of Northwind stone aren't enough for you?
Something that's very dear to me. And very fragile.
I see. Well, then I can assure you that... blistering blazes. How tired I suddenly am. All that work, it must have gone to my head.
Yes, my sir. You should rest. And forgive me. I will take care of your family. You have my word on that.
What do you mean? I just have to...
I am sorry.
knowing how it works, we'll have a hard time getting through here.
Yeah, you need a device and a code. And even if we find the device, Delgaral took the code to his grave.
What? You had another vision.
Yeah. He had this barrier constructed by a starling, and then he poisoned him.
Poisoned? Why?
Probably because he didn't want anyone else to know the code, dude.
Yes, probably, but killing someone just because of that? I thought better of him, really. This must have something to do with the angel, however. Question is, how do we get through here? We don't have that device, whatever it is, and I don't think Delgalar left the code just laying around somewhere if he was willing to kill someone over it. Let's take a look around. There must be another way.
Whoops. See, if you don't mind my asking, Ulmerich, why do you say that? The non-interactive stuff, not the nerd stuff. And yes, just to make this completely clear, yes, this is a completely unique setting. Nothing to do with Elder Scrolls. At absolute best, it would exist within the similar multiverse, but even that's not true, near as I can
Maybe we
tell.
could kill the mechanism that runs the barrier with force? But... wait. Yes, that could work. I snatched a bag of black powder earlier when we carried the barrels up to the gate. I thought it might come in handy. Here, Magister Jaela gave me this scroll not too long ago. You could use it to throw the pouch through the breach. And a fire arrow will take care of the rest.
Okay. Well, hi, Spoke Off. I hope the meeting goes pretty well for you. I know meetings tend to be awful. But I also happen to be aware of the CGI cinematic, but thank you for letting me know. I watched it during my lunch break. Okay, so you want me to do that. Well, whatever, I suppose. Fortunately, a wonderful young child gave me this training bow. And I'm mad all over again. I think so, yes, Dumb Lizard. I know not Netherrim, what's it called? Nerevhim? Something like that was the one previous to this. I know very, very little about it, though, and obviously I've never played it, so I can't speak to it with any kind of authority. Okay, that makes sense, Ulmerich. I ask because I disagree. I actually can't stand my own individually made rumination stuffs, and I hate doing them. So, I know a lot of people like them, and that's why I keep doing them, but if I had a choice, I'd probably stop doing them entirely and focus entirely on streaming. I don't have a choice, don't worry. So let's try to fling this thing through here. She didn't... Did she not give it to me?
Try to throw the pouch through the breach.
Yeah, what do you think I'm trying to do? Okay, maybe it's under P. So there will be no lore week next Sunday, just as a heads up, in case you didn't get that message. Satchel, of course. I should have figured it would be under R, or S, and not... Hello? So where'd the satchel... Oh, there it is. Okay. So let's get a save in here. I have a feeling I'm going to have to make this happen via bugs. And by bugs, I mean, you know, console commands. Let's go with, as my answer to that spoke of. Oh my god, I have to get it through there? Yeah, this is the M2 button, by the way. I have a problem. Apparently I don't have a problem. Okay, okay. Hang on. Yeah. Do I have telekinesis? I do have telekinesis. Holy crap. When did I get that spell? Did she give it to me? Oh, jeez. Alright, time to play basketball. Just funny, it's one of the only sports I was actually good at as a kid. I say as I miss over and over and over and over and over and over.
Good. Now see if you can shoot a fire arrow through the breach so it drops onto the mechanism.
Sure. That's a thing I can do. That's totally feasible.
Perfect. Let's hope the fire doesn't spread. Now let's go see what Dalgalar wanted to hide so badly.
So anyways. I mean, I've said that before, Calgar. I agree. They're actually very inventive with what they try to do with the engine, which is very impressive. It's just... I mean, they're kind of limited by the engine, and, well, there's problems. So many problems. The voice act... So she's one of the better voice actresses. There's several that are quite good. And then there's a few that are not.
Toys. And what is this blue substance everywhere? Huh. This looks like a child's room to me.
Dalgar had children? I mean, I agree with that. Just Matt Destroyer Worlds. Like, the closest... This is just my opinion, but the closest Bethesda has come to a really interesting dungeon puzzle, in my opinion, is that stupid spell puzzle as part of the Mages Guild in Oblivion. You know the one I'm talking about? The pillar You have to hit it with the right spells in the right order?
None that I heard of. People always said he loved his craft more than he could ever love another person. But if he had a daughter, then maybe she had something to do with his retreat from Ark. Let's take a look around.
Yeah, it's funny, because I actually hate that puzzle, too. But, I mean, it was at least an interesting designed puzzle. Oh, Anthem was just the best game in the history of the universe, console out.
And the rabbit begged, "No, please don't eat me." The fakir eyed him and sneered, "Why wouldn't I? You are weak, and I am strong." His voice was coarse like a whisper tree's bark, and... "You don't like this story, do you?" "Of course not. You didn't like it when Mother read it to you either. But do you want to know something, my little starlet? Soon you'll be warm again. And then there will be no more need for stories, because you will be able to go out yourself and explore this world on your own 2 feet. I promise you, Maya. I promise you."
You know what? I'll actually agree with you on that, Black File. If the door puzzle thing in Skyrim had been a unique circumstance, or maybe only happened twice, okay. The fact that it was used, what, 15 or so times throughout the game? That's what made it kind of go, for me. I think I found something.
The girl was dead, Sierra. She was dead.
I'm sorry?
There, Delgalar's acquisitions. Now guess what else apart from animal bodies he bought heaps of? Dewflowers, lavender, and shadow stem oil.
Yeah, okay. You gotta remember, I'm a moron.
These are the ingredients for the ointments the Chileans use to embalm their dead. As long as it is regularly applied, the process of decay doesn't begin. The Chileans use it to keep a body fresh before sending it to sea, but this... Dalgalar bought enough of these ingredients to prepare funeral balm for 6 corpses. And didn't you tell me he ordered his apprentice to get him his salve? Girl who lived here must have been his daughter, and she died somehow. But instead of burying her, he used this balm to preserve her like a piece of salted meat. This is horrible.
I mean, he was trying to res her, you know. I don't know how resurrection works within this setting, so I don't know the rules. Also, I just want to say one thing to what I think it was Ulmerich mentioned. You mentioned not liking puzzles in games. One of the big exceptions for that, for me, is Zelda. In most Zelda games, I tend to enjoy what I call Zelda puzzles, and I'd rather do enjoy Zelda puzzles in general.
With the angel. That's why he tried to craft it in the first place. This only leaves us with the question of how exactly it was supposed to work, and what the Blackstone had to do with it. At least now we have a good candidate for the code word, Maya. Do you still want to stay here a little longer, or shall we go back to the main hall?
Yeah, no, let's get the hell out of here.
Yes. Come.
So anyways, Matt, Destroyer of Worlds. SP stands for Story Positive, Story Negative, Gameplay Positive, Gameplay Negative.
Then let's try our luck with these sigils, shall we? You do it.
It's actually funny. Mum recently asked me how I rated, I think it was Anthem? Because she started reading this one magazine as part of her regular stuff, and that magazine tends to have video game reviews in it. And so she started sharing their ratings from me. So just, I think it was yesterday or the day before, she asked me what I rated Anthem. I was like, oh, it was like a, whatever it was. And she's like, wait, what? And I realized I'd never explained my rating system to her. So I explained it to her, and she says, well, why doesn't everyone else use that system? I was like, I don't know. You asking me this? Anyways, I thought it was funny.
Yes, that sounds good. Okay, so we have one word. Now let's take a look at the other tower. Maybe we can find the other one there.
If I ever have one thing to be proud of in my life, it's the pluses and minuses system. It's probably one of the only things I can actually say I've contributed to society, is that system.
This must have been some kind of laboratory. Impressive.
Just checking. Yeah. There's actually two. Her and a gentleman. Come on, I just did this.
Enemies, get ready.
And there's the companion interface in the upper left there. She's getting mauled. Holy crap. I'll save you. Maybe, or I'll get stuck on the terrain. It's another thing that might happen.
That was all of them. Let's look around.
Well, that's because that's for every game I've done in quite a while.
Let's look around.
You can also check the website under, I believe, lorerunner.com/premiere? Something like that.
Is there a reason why you're hiding, Yulika?
Forgive me, Master. I wanted to talk to you.
Of course you do. What's on your mind?
Forgive my words, but I find certain recent developments disquieting.
Do you?
You've changed, Master. Every day the villagers bring their sick to our gates, but you forbid us to let them in. Instead, you spend every minute with this girl. And the Black Stone. Haven't you heard the tales? The stones are cursed. Master, you really should...
Go and pack your things, Yulika.
What? Master, I am just worried about you.
I know, and I thank you for it. Now go. Your apprenticeship is over.
But...
Go!
Hey, I wasn't here. I was over here. What the hey? I honestly really doubt that, Ulmerich, but, you know. It's hard to have a big head when you think that everything you do is a failure. Well, how would you apply it, Leander? That's true, there's no website there, Zalok. At www.lorerunner.com. I know it's not the fanciest website, but I've worked really hard to make it not only efficient and practical, but, you know, quick and easy to visually see everything you need to see on it. In fact, some people might notice the events list is a lot more full now that we're past Pathfinder Kingmaker.
Huh. Wait.
I don't know, Gossi. Really. I mean, I'm interested in it.
Scientia Sinistra by Ibn Nadarim. That was a Kyranian arcanist of the Zimnoza. Getting caught with one of these books is essentially a crime here in Enderal.
Woo.
Seems that
Better burn it.
needed more than just alchemy and light magic for his angel.
That is not a compliment, Morgal Bell. I remember what the GeoCities websites looked like. But yeah, you'll have to ask them why there's so much interest in Doom Eternal. I mean, I'm interested in it, but I can never predict what people will put money towards. Like this game, for example.
Stuffed creatures. Even lost ones. I'm not surprised he and the League had their differences.
Yeah, there's like a rat who's going do 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 do, and there's like a spinning globe, which doesn't have its background properly transparented out, or worse, it's like partially transparencied out. And there's like one of those lines, and there's a like a visitor counter, like to see how many people have loaded the website. And what was those things? The message book or whatever. You know,
That's not a laboratory, that's a crypt.
the guest book, that was it, the guest book.
Hirash. Now we know that he didn't just stick to animals. But what is this fluid they're floating in?
I saw something earlier. It was to preserve the bodies.
I see. Do you see that? A crystal. But it's so dull. As if all its energy...
Energy is life, and energy is death. A trifle less, not too much less, just a little. Don't disappoint me. Not this time.
Had been drawn from it. Maybe that was some kind of experiment for what he planned to do with the Black Stone.
Yeah, he tried to transfer the energy of that crystal to a dead body.
What?
Yeah, I just saw it.
And I bet he hoped that this transfer would actually resurrect the bodies. That must have been the angel, Saira. A device capable of transferring magical energy from one thing to another. And he must have planned to use it on his daughter Maya. This only gets more confusing. Come, let us look for the second code word. Maybe it's around here somewhere.
Okay. You could use a lot of words to describe this, but confusing? This all makes perfect sense. I mean, honestly. He was trying to save his daughter's life by inventing resurrection magic. But damn, that's it. That's the thing. I cannot use words to describe how happy each of your letters makes me feel. It is as if the warmth of your fingers is still attached to them. Tanisha. Little one's getting better and better. The cool climate is doing her well, and a few days after arrival here, she already awoke from her coma. Her cheeks are becoming rosier every day, her breath more powerful. I am sure that during the next star summer's night, you'll be able to unfold her in your arms. Furthermore, you wanted to know when you can move here. Heavy-heartedly, I have to hold you to stay off. I have to stave you off for another few moons. Your presence here would put Maya's healing in danger. I beg you not ask the why. Believe me, the distance between us hurts me more as much as it hurts you. Miljan asked me that he paid for the Leoran in Ark, a whole year accommodation and meals for you. So I'll write you soon. Live, person. The Cordons Project. Bunch of retools and remixes. That is about right. It's pathetic, really. So I don't have the time, the tools, or the talent to create unique and new original music like I used to. So instead, what I do with my limited spare time is I pull a song into Audacity and I play with it. I tool with it. I mess with it, try to make something better out of it. And the way it's been working is I actually haven't been selecting the songs I do. In fact, my own viewers on Discord will request a song for me to Cordance, and then I go ahead and mess with it and try to come up with the best thing I can with it. The rule is I can't say no to a Cordance request, but I can also only work so much with it, so that's it. It's my own tiny, insignificant, and pathetic attempt to try and stay creative within the musical arts.
Anything?
Yeah. Kalia? Kalia! There you are.
It does? Show me. By the name of the sun. This Tanisha must have been his paramour. And Maya, the girl from the tower, was their daughter.
Yeah. So, why are we always saying such stupid things? Her daughter died, and he left the Ark to resurrect her. Also, water is wet.
Exactly. Only this Tanisha didn't know that their daughter had died in the first place. Delgalar just told her all the time that she was sick and getting better. Blazes, this is tough. At least now we have another candidate for the code words. Tanisha. I doubt we'll find anything else here. What do you say, Saira? Shall we go back to the main hall?
Yes. Also, this is like security password design 101. Don't make it your birthday. Don't make it your loved one. Don't... All of my passwords are actually things unrelated to anything. Most of them are actually made-up words or aren't words at all.
I can't believe we actually did it. Come on, let's see what's behind it.
And I'm sorry, Gossi. I get rather defensive about it because I think it's pretty pathetic most of the time that I don't have the time or the talent to actually make music like I used to. So... And of course, I have been literally attacked many times in the past with the statements of, "So all you do is speed up the song," you know, that kind of a thing, which just it digs in there. You know what I mean? So I apologize.
So this is his sanctum.
Is that?
Unbelievable.
It is.
Look at all these books. I wonder how much knowledge is hidden here.
One or two. So, Clavicus. They're not even gonna explain it. There's just a statue of Clavicus Vile here, and they're just gonna leave that be as is. Okay. I'm not gonna question it. Not gonna question it. I will never sue you. Not only because I don't really agree with the concept of such, but also because that would be very stupid and foolish of me. Although some people are suing Apple. Anybody hear about that one? Jeesh. That one's just yikes. Oh, I know, Gossi. Every time someone says that, I just kind of go... Now, granted, I do have templates at this point in my life because I've been fiddling with the music for quite a while, but, you know... I have a weird feeling that a lot of people don't understand the sheer amount of math that goes into music. And, I've talked about this before. A good friend of mine, Gary, has actually helped me with figuring out the exact mathematical variance between notes. And that's usually what I try to do. I try to... So, for example, just to use a really, really basic example, trying to turn a song that's in a major key and revert it down into a minor key. So I try to figure out, okay, so that's going to be like an A sharp to a C minor or whatever, right? So I try to... And then I can actually figure out the exact mathematical percentage a C minor is of an A sharp, and then adjust the song down to that point and see what it sounds like. And it doesn't always work, but that's the kind of process that goes through when I work on accordance.
Even though that didn't save them from their companion's fate.
Hi, Tazara. I need to go even further up. So I've been thinking about something as I've been playing this, and I have... I'm not saying anything about you guys having poor taste. I don't have a high self-esteem. I don't have a nice way or a simple way of saying that. I never have. I might change my mind if I ever actually start succeeding at something, but for the interim, I'm just gonna keep doing what I can. Anyways, point being...
What the? Saira!
Oh, come on!
Durual Ninto Jaronis. He who is patient always finds a way. I was starting to worry that you two little birdies would never part.
So it wasn't just my imagination.
Yes, you have been followed. Thanks for opening the gates, by the way. That saved us a lot of effort. Quite the feat, I must admit. Only that... Now look at that. You don't waste any time talking. I like that. Then I'll return the
Kirash,
favor.
what is this? Let me go, you bastard!
This, my little bird, is mentalism perfected. Because this time, someone was less willing to take risks and decided to send capable soldiers rather than those idiots from Alt-Rationgrad. Now don't look so grumpy, sweetheart. You're up next. And I promise we'll have just as much fun with you as we'll have with her.
I'm gonna frickin' kill you when I get out of there. I would have already killed you, but apparently I can't cast magic through massive 8-inch gaps in a bar.
I highly doubt it. Regret was never one of my virtues, I'm afraid. Take her, my friends, but careful, understood? I want her alive.
Blah, blah, blah.
I'll see to that.
The stone, Saira. Find the stone and then run.
Yeah, that's totally happening. Alright, time to...
Hold still, honey. You're only making it worse.
Oh, now I can open it.
No, get off me! Damn it, get off me! No, Kirash, please, you're making a mistake!
Oh, for fuck's sake, Lambert. Can't you just make her shut up?
But
Finally.
you've got to be kidding me with this.
That was a mistake.
I'm sure it was. And now, what the heck?
Hang on, let me loot real quick before I go and watch her kill them all. Ooh, a rune sword.
Didn't I tell you to?
Hello? You gonna let me through somehow? Anywhere? I'm just supposed to be stuck here? Man, I really love it when a game forces me to stand there and stare at something. It's actually by far my single biggest pet peeve in gaming. I'm not even kidding about that. The stand and watch thing, I need to come up with a term for that because it is so damn common. You know what I'm talking about. And now I will slowly unveil my evil plan, and then I will stab this person, and then I will laugh about it. Oh, and then you'll take action. That is so common in game design. Alright, so, Kalia, did you live through that? Because I know they didn't. Kalia? Okay, so she isn't dead. That's good to know. No, it's not the cutscene impatience thing. It's when you just stand there doing nothing while waiting for the villain to do their thing. You know what I mean. Virtually every game does that to some extent or another. Yeah, exactly, Ulmerich. It also usually dovetails with another aspect of bad writing. How many times have you seen it where a villain's like, ah, ha, 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 I have you completely powerless, and now I'm going to walk away rather than kill you. And I know what you're thinking. Well, what does that have to do with the just the cutscene incompetence of just standing there? Well, it's because one of the most common ways, especially fantasy, but also science fiction, will use in order to have that monologue moment, is to make it so that the main character is paralyzed. They're weak, or they're held captive, or they're in locks, or they're on the verge of death, or whatever, right? You know what I'm talking about. And so they'll hold them there, and then they'll explain their plan, because the writer wants the monologue moment, and then because they're not ready for the movie to be over, or for the bad guy to win, they let them go. So you can see how these two tropes neatly dovetail into each other.
And my, how you laughed. All of them ran inside, but you just stood outside in the rain and... I should have been there for you more, Starlet. So much more. But I will make up for it, I swear. Tomorrow. I will heal you. Once you and the stone are connected, you will be able to walk again. And this time, I will be a good father. And that's just for a start. The stone will change you, Maya. It will become a part of you. And it will give you power even the Lightborn can only dream of. The blind will see again if you so choose, and the mute will speak. You will succeed where I have failed, freeing mankind from all its misery. Like an angel.
Okay, that's, How would I rate this? Well, I mean, I've got my rating so far over here on the right, Senior Pistol Bro, but I would say, if you want a very quick one-sentence summary, it's worth playing, especially if you happen to like these type of games. It is basically like another Elder Scrolls game, even though it has nothing to do with Elder Scrolls, but it has a massive amount of content in it, to an almost silly degree. So I would absolutely say it's worth picking up, especially since it's free. So... Nope. Not having any of that. This is absolutely not open world. It's actually, as I've mentioned earlier, it's very difficult to get used to how not open world it is. This game is aggressively linear. It is very directed. The overwhelming majority of NPCs are either essential or non-targetable entirely. There's not really much of a world map to explore per se. There's side quests, of course, but they're side quests. And there's the main arc. But as I kind of demonstrated earlier, with the very, very linearly directed cutscene, where I basically couldn't do anything other than watch, that's kind of its approach. What? Huh? That was weird.
Here we go. How are you feeling, Starlet? Sorry for the hard stone, but there's no other way. I know, and it might just tickle for a little, but not for long, I promise.
It seems like one long quest, yeah.
Not too much.
I would agree. That's not a bad thing. It's just, it's something you gotta get used to. That might be too much.
Maya, can you hear me?
Daddy?
Maya, you! Oh, my little Starlet, you!
I feel dizzy, Daddy. And where's Mommy?
She is at home. You have been very ill, you know that? Very, very ill. But now... Maya, what's wrong?
It burns. Daddy,
Starlet, what's wrong? What?
Poor little creature. You don't have the slightest idea how special you are, do you? Kalia.
Huh. Okay. I didn't call that one. I'll admit that freely. Also, that's the second time we've seen the Veiled Woman. I've chosen to tell her the truth, by the way. I don't know what that's going to change, but we'll see.
I see.
How are you holding up now that you know the truth?
How do you think I am? It changes nothing.
Trying to have a moment here. Doesn't it change anything?
Yeah, who am I? The failed experiment of a broken man. I'm not sure if that insight was really what I needed. Of course, it helps me to understand the creature inside me. It's a black stone, and it was my father who fused it with my mind. But in the end, all I'm left with are more questions. For example, whether this means that I must bury my hopes for banishing that creature once and for all, or the question of what this veiled woman's role is in all this. It must have been she who set me out in that village, even though she knew of the Blackstone's essence within me and how dangerous it made me. She seems to be the same one you encountered on the ship where your friend died, and the one who made those bandits flee into Old Dothulgrad. Who is she? What are her intentions? I just don't understand, Saira. I don't understand. Still, what burdens me the most is what happened in that library.
I only wish that you know what did happen there? Because I was kind of powerless and stupid at the time.
Can't you figure it out? It was that creature, it in its completed form. Me without a mask. Please, Saira, I don't want to think about this any more than is necessary.
Sorry. What I meant is, I wish I could have frickin' been there, but unfortunately I was stuck in a room that was quite literally designed to not have an exit. I mean, that's clever, isn't it? Like, they actually had a whole section where I could go through and fight some enemies, and then I fall into a pit, and the pit quite literally was designed not to have an exit. So unless I glitched or TCL'd, I was stuck there until the cutscene happened.
Be thankful you weren't. If you knew how I felt when I killed those mercenaries, you would give me a wide berth, believe me. Such gratification. Such ecstasy. I am disgusting. Saira, if you had been there, I would have slaughtered you just like the others.
I mean, you could try.
And that...
Seriously, that's... Good luck! But, it's up to you, Platty. Everyone actually submits their lines in a different way for the theater project. So if you want to do one big file, which just has all your lines in one chunk, that's fine. If you want to do each timestamp as a line, that's fine too. Whatever's better for you. You know, whenever you say that, it feels as if you blame yourself. But it was your father who made you into that creature, not you.
I know, Saira. Rationally, I do. But it doesn't change the fact that I feel repulsive. I will train harder, meditate more often, until I control every single one of my thoughts. That is the only way I will ever be able to fully control it. Now go and take that stone to the temple, Saira. I need some time to myself.
Sure thing. You know, I just realized something, and I actually kind of like this. So one of these quests is all about her, and we learn about her past and her story. One of these quests is all about us, when we interact with the kid. And then one of the quests is all about Jasper, because that's the one we have to go do now.
Yes?
Nope, apparently nothing. Although, actually, hang on.
Saira? Yes?
Well, that's just how he is. Always talking rot.
Never mind. So, now I have to figure out where the hell Jesper is. Any tips on this? Because I have no idea where he is. I mean, my thought would be to go ahead and head back up to the temple area and just roam around until I find him. Oh, I know where I am. I know what you're thinking. What are they dancing to nothing? That's kind of my fault. I may have the bard out of existence, so... Sorry. Sorry, my bad. She was singing, okay? And she wouldn't stop singing during a cutscene. So, you know, was the only solution I could come up with. It's okay, it's okay. She's not the first one I've removed. Just put some Morrowind music on. I can do that. Yes, lore hates all bards. It's true, think about it. That's not true. There are plenty of bards I don't hate. Just myself! Where's my screwdriver? I put it away, didn't I? I did. I will stab myself with my pen! See, if I had Q powers, I could just walk over and say, I'm sorry, could you please stop talking for a second so I can chat with my friend? Or, actually, that isn't necessary. I mean, I hate to say this, but in a video game, I don't really have the option to, for example, lean in and talk close with someone so we can pay attention to each other and not someone else. That's what I would do in real life, right? Just lean in and be like, all right, guys, so let's just, And here, I hear the audio volume of the other dialogue at full volume, including the dialogue of the cutscene I'm in. It's a problem of the game, basically. This way, I think? Where the heck am I? Well, there is an overworld map, Gossi. It's just, I hesitate to call this an open world game. I guess it does technically qualify by the basic standards, but I don't know. I wouldn't call it one. Are you? Yep. Talk to me.
Walk blessed, friend.
Yes, tell me all about these creatures. Don't tell me anymore.
Oh, well, and through those clicking sounds,
nope, we're done.
Tell them,
yep,
sure,
that's okay. Great, yep, we've actually already seen that. I'm not sure why that's playing up again. Okay, so, yeah, Final Fantasy is not a bad comparison. So let's go back to Ark. Yeah! Yeah! Okay, I'm done. Sorry. I should mention something. We're cutting off earlier than usual today. I even have an alarm set. Because we have a Nintendo Direct that I'd like to restream later today. So we're basically going to be cutting off like an hour early, is what that boils down to. We might keep going, like I haven't decided yet. It depends on how I feel when we get there. And if we're at a good pause point or not. Alright, Tavern in Ark. Well, I know where one of the taverns in Ark are, so where the hell am I? Seriously, I'm not sure where I am.
But that's how it is. Life is what you make of it.
You sure that's not a VOD, Plutonia? Because GDQ doesn't start until late June. I should know, it's already up on the schedule. On my schedule, I mean. Which we will be restreaming that as we always do. Where am I going? Here. Not all animals you meet are aggressive, but there is still merit in culling them. Their meat, their tusks, their fur, all can be sold for profit. We'll see you around Gossi, and it's going to be at 6 p.m. EST, which I'll just tell you this. It's going to be in 2 hours from right now. Like, more or less literally, 2 hours and 3 minutes.
Yes?
Well, GDQ is June something. I don't know. Again, I have it on the website. Is it sad that I use my own website as my calendar several times for events and whatnot? Oh, did I do it again? I did. I always do this. Greed is eternal. So basically, it could, Ulmerich. All of the rules, syntax, and function of Imperial are done. What needs to happen is vocabulary. Now, vocabulary is a nice, big, long, involved process, which basically involves... So the way I've been developing vocabulary is I have been translating lines from other fictional works into Imperial. And as I'm doing so, I have to come up with the words to explain them. Make sense? However, that is the only process that remains. So I could hypothetically actually have a conversation in Imperial with you right now, if all of the words existed, which they probably don't. Okay, so he's not in this tavern. So let's see if we can find him in another tavern.
The best wine in all of Enderal. Come, give it a try.
I don't know where another tavern is. It just occurred to me. Thank you, Morgalbel. I was just about to go to the Undercity next, so I'm glad you told me that. Oh, excuse me.
Walk blessed.
for? There it is. Aha! Frame Fatales? I haven't actually... No, I have heard of that one, but I've never watched it. Are they putting it towards a charity, or are they just speedrunning? I say just. There's nothing wrong with just speedrunning. I just speed ran. I haven't in a long time. I am extremely out of practice.
My sir?
It's just another hobby I've just kind of had to let go of. There it is.
Bloody cutthroats.
Who knows, maybe this week I'll actually have time to do the concerning extant thing, which I haven't even decided on that title yet. I think it's basically the last thing I'm running into. I need to come up with a title for it.
Sorry.
Hello, Galtori. I am not, but I appreciate the well wishes as is. At least I'm playing a decent game. That's always a nice touch.
You're an outlander, aren't you?
And as ever, I can't complain about doing a job I love. Okay. I'm gonna go through this again, because apparently I'm blind.
Walk blessed, my
Oh,
sir.
I guess I didn't try down. Hello?
Hello, handsome.
You literally have a...
An outlander? Isn't this nice?
Hang on. No. Actually, hang on.
Now you're quite the sight.
Nope.
How about a little bit of fun?
Can't give her enough money to stop doing that job. Sorry. We're gonna pretend I did. For the sake of my sanity. Ah, here we go. Do you happen to see my friend? Tall, grey-haired, bluish coat.
That pretty boy, you mean? Aye. He was here yesterday, all night long, with some noble woman. Haven't seen him since, though. He looked a little battered, if you ask me. You know him well?
I mean, yeah, well enough.
I see. You know what? If you're looking for him anyway, could you give him this once you find him? A courier brought it along a few hours ago.
Sure. Courier say who it's from?
Aye. A young woman, apparently. Maybe one of his beloved, who knows. Seemed urgent, though. Anyway, I need to get back to work. I'll tell the guy you were looking for him if he comes back.
Uh-huh. Are these dance animations in Skyrim? I don't spend a lot of time in Skyrim places, so I don't know.
Where did I put that?
I mean, whatever, I guess, Leander. As long as she's not literally entering a medically dangerous side of her existence, it's up to her, so whatever. Right? That's what I thought, Blackfile. It looked like it was new animations. I don't know. That's what magic healing is for. Okay. So one of the points was like down here. The other point was up here. Where the hell am I? Ah, there I am.
Honorable citizens of Ark, lick your lips and untaint this.
Yeah, as if.
Okay. We'll follow the quest objective marker, but I'm kind of curious why it's leading me into the sewers. Oh god, bad memories, bad memories. One of my least favorite dungeons in all of Skyrim. Vanilla Skyrim. Oh, I never finished my sentence. The Reality Hammer. So I was thinking, hi Baron, of something recently. So I love several Elder Scrolls games, right? Like, even Skyrim is still a game I'd probably call a net positive. And, you know, has some good stuff to it. And obviously there's Oblivion, which I adore and actually hope to replay someday in the future. And Morrowind, which, while I don't think has aged well, is still a treasure in many ways. Down. It is down. Hey, there we go. What in the world? What is this place? Oh my god. But I realized something as I was playing this very game. Hi, Sonic Doctor. I don't think I have ever actually liked the combat of an Elder Scrolls game. I mean, there are things I enjoy about the gameplay of an Elder Scrolls game, but the combat? Usually, virtually always, what I tend to do is to make it so the combat is basically inconsequential, even when playing on a harder difficulty. You know, just have the best weapons, or enchant or craft the best weapons, or make custom spells that are doom. And I was actually thinking about that. The only thing I've ever really enjoyed combat-wise is archery in Oblivion, specifically. Not in Morrowind, such as it is, and certainly not in Skyrim, but in Oblivion. I don't know, just weird thoughts. Okay, so... So my pickpocketing skill is too low to open that. But there is some fermented goat milk out here, so that might help. Note from the corpse in the sewers. That's literally the name of it.
I, Ilaria Nettlegrass, hereby confess my sins. For years I murdered under the moniker of the Black Widow. Man or woman, young or old, it didn't matter as long as the pay was right. Never was I brought to justice for my crimes, for I always knew how to outwit the law. I am a despicable creature, without mind or compassion. No better.
God damn it, game. God damn it, game.
I, Ilaria Nettlegrass, hereby confess my sins. For years I murdered under the moniker of the Black Widow. Man or woman, young or old, it didn't matter as long as the pay was right. Never was I brought to justice for my crimes, for I always knew how to outwit the law. I am a despicable creature, without mind or compassion, no better than a rabid animal. Now, however, the time of punishment has finally come, and I thank the Bone Judge who will carry out my judgment. I shall remain in this cage until I die of starvation. Food and drink shall be within sight, but never within reach. Nobody will come to my aid, and I will die in solitude, as I should. Ilaria Nettlegrass, hired killer.
In a different handwriting, for my brothers in harms. No, water here and You ever been starving to death? Because I have. It does really weird things to you. Like, it's particularly unpleasant. You start to get a little rabid at a certain point. And I only mention that because that's why there's all this food around here. And that's dedicated right there. Why? That's a good question, I suppose. So I've actually been clinically starving more than once in my life. But most of the times were all centered around the same period in history, when I was living on the streets, when I didn't have a home. So answering why there kind of becomes a difficult question, because that it goes into a lot of personal backstory and history, which I'm probably not going to share. But it wasn't really like a deliberate choice thing so much as a natural consequence. Yes. Oh, excuse me. Yes, I did, Sonic. Hey, look! I think I can attack these people through the cage. I can! And these are much thinner bars than the earlier ones. Holy crap. Anyways, I'm just gonna do this. There we go. What? It's a sewer level. Now, Ulmerich had a point about that before I go back to you, Sonic Doctor. And Ulmerich mentioned that Elder Scrolls combat is very bland, and you're absolutely right. Elder Scrolls combat probably would be a lot more tolerable if we had to do substantially less of it. Because as you say, it is very, very bland. There's nothing to it. Swing, power swing, spells, bow, sneak. That's it. That's the full totality of the variety. It actually got blander in Skyrim, in my opinion, because the only thing that they did interesting in Oblivion and Morrowind was let you make your own stuff. Custom spells allowed it a little bit of variety to the thing, although, of course, was also completely overpowered. But, you know, whatever. And Leander points out something else as well. They wanted the combat to be designed so it works in first person or third person. Although I do feel like pointing out that there's actually several combat styles that work fine in both different formats. Notably, gunplay. Although obviously that doesn't really apply to this franchise, but you get the idea. So what could they do to make combat actually interesting? Now, there's actually been a lot of mods over the years that have attempted to do exactly that for both Oblivion and Skyrim. One of the ones that I found most interesting was one that basically allowed you to do what was effectively combos. And each combo had a significantly different resultant. Now, Oblivion, if you're paying attention, kind of did that because it had the paralyze attacks, right, with the power attacks. But Oblivion was just like barely touching its toe into that. This was more full tilt. Like if you did this kind of an attack, then it would stun the enemy for a few seconds, or it would knock them back away from you, or it would poison them for a bit, or hit them with a vulnerability thing so they take more damage, and blah, 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 blah. So, you know, something like that would be probably the easiest thing to graft in, because then all you'd have to do from a code perspective is, you know, add the effects, the spell effects to the melee attacks. Again, that's why modders were able to do the exact same thing. However, that doesn't really address how you make magic combat interesting. And for that, is honestly, the only real way to make magic combat interesting, in my opinion, is to make magic interesting. Which, you know, I mean, Oblivion, honestly. I hate to say that, but really, Oblivion. Give us that level of customization with regards to our spells, and that huge of a variety of different types of spells we can make and use. There's a huge, huge number of spell effects in Oblivion, and you can combine them or interact with them in quite a few interesting and fun ways. Lonnie? Platty? Whoop, stuck on a thing. Oh no, that was many years ago. That was back in 2003, Aleph. So no, we're past that. Whoops, I overshot it. Damn it. is the sewers again. Now, ranged combat, well, that's actually a little bit of a trickier one. As I think I already said, it was my legitimate opinion that, This is another weird suicide. That archery combat was actually perfectly fun in Oblivion. I say specifically Oblivion because I just did not like the archery in Skyrim, and obviously it was, you know, what it was in Morrowind.
I, Captain Yanu Orai, hereby confess my sins. For decades, I imprisoned men and women from all continents of Vin and sold them to the highest bidders. 462 men, 561 women, and 210 children have me to thank for a life spent in slavery. I don't remember their names. Now, however, the time of punishment has finally come, and I thank the Bone Judge who will carry out my judgment. Crucified, I shall be hoisted over a pool of acid whose caustic fumes will burn away the skin from my body. Nobody will come to my aid, and I will die in solitude, as I should. Yanu Orai, Slaver.
For my brothers in arms, more dialogue. I mean, I'm all for slavers dying, so cool. I would have probably picked something a little faster. But, yeah, no, die. I wish I could do real-life archery again. I haven't in a very long time. Excuse me. Pardon me. Pardon me. Excuse me. Pardon me. Pardon me. Excuse me. Ah. Getting stuck on terrain, I feel, is half of any Elder Scrolls experience. What about you guys? Yeah. So what horrible death I felt is for this guy. Eaten alive by rats? Because that's actually really horrible if you think about it. Don't make me pull up Green Hill Zone. I've been thinking about doing it this whole playthrough. Expert. Honestly, old man, I don't get what the fuss is about. I need storage. Your attic is almost empty, and I pay you goddamn 15 pennies a week. Isn't that enough? You act like you're the jewels of the Golden Queen in your attic. Come on, give it a try. Oh, P.S. Regarding your rat problem, you have to find out where those critters are coming from. Maybe some holes in the walls. When you found them, put a big stone in front of her block. That should take care of it. Yeah, no kidding, Lander. So anyways.
I, Boreal Oakenvale, hereby confess me sins. For decades, I abducted children from the Undercity and locked them in this basement. I defiled them, let them starve, and then sold them to the highest bidders.
It's not actually in the text.
We're also driven by carnal sins and perverse desires.
That's literally not in the text.
However, the time of punishment has finally come, and I thank the Bone Judge who will carry out my judgment. In shackles, I will watch as a pack of rats eats the flesh from my bones. Nobody will hear me screams. just like there was no one to hear those of the poor souls whose lives are destroyed. Signed, Borreo Oakenvale, child trafficker and murderer.
So yeah, stuff like that doesn't exist in the extant. Like, it's not even a conceptual possibility. And that's kind of what I mean. I like dark literary works. I like dark stories. I do. But that's not dark to me. That's past dark. That's at the point where I can't endure that. I can no longer tolerate that kind of storytelling. Instead, it's just kind of blocked. Like, I mentally just kind of block that kind of stuff out because I can't. I can't deal with it. Now, I know a lot of people like that kind of squick, for lack of a better term, or grimdark, but I just look at that like, nope. Just a preference thing, again, but nope. Doesn't exist. Yeah, exactly, more cowbell. That is exactly right. I want fiction to get away from things like that. That's also one of the reasons why I don't really pay attention to the news anymore, although it's also related to the problem with the news being almost universally negative, dark doom, horrible death doom. I mean, holy crap. Turn on your local news station. And today, this horrible killer did these horrible things to these completely innocent puppies. He ate the puppies alive as people watched in horror. News at 11. And they always say it in that same kind of completely dead tone of just, yep, nope, just reading whatever's on the paper. Ugh, I say. Yeah, I'm just, whatever. I mean, we've kind of talked about this before. News doesn't really exist in the strictest sense of the word. Not the way it used to. News outlets, television shows, or internet shows that are all about news are not. They're not about news. They are about clicks or views, money. They're a business trying to get viewers.
In a bed, sorry.
Wait a moment. You're an outlander, aren't you?
Nope. Seeing things. I mean, slavery is bad. I think I've made that. Other controversial topics here in a moment. Apparently, other controversial opinions. I think slavery is bad. But, yeah. Slavery is like surface level of horrible compared to what some of these things do. And that's just horrible to even think about that. Which is why we're going to think about kittens instead. Hey, Jasper. Jasper?
You? Why are you here?
Yeah. You okay? You look a little rattled.
What? No. Don't worry about it. I just needed some air. You know, I've had this question in my head for quite some time now, and I can't figure out the answer to it.
Okay. Well, tell me.
Okay. Imagine a girl. Ever since she was a child, she's been abused by her father. Beaten, in other words. She grows to be a woman, and eventually her father dies. Then she falls in love with a man who has a lot of similarities with her father. She doesn't know why she loves him, but she does. And though it all seems nice in the beginning, he becomes more and more aggressive, starts screaming at her for no reason, until one day he too grabs the cane she knows all too well. Now, the question. On a very conceptual level, who is responsible for the situation the woman's in? Her companion because he abuses her? The woman herself because she unconsciously picked a man similar to her father? Or her father because he was the one who beat her in the first place?
You're kidding, right? I mean, all, but the two that have the most are the one doing the beating and the one doing the beating. This is not a hard concept. I'll go with father for this answer, though, because there's no all three.
That's what I thought too, because he was the first link in the chain, so to speak. But what if he too was beaten in his childhood? If he only recreated what he knew? I don't know.
So why are you asking about this other than the obvious parallels to your sister?
No particular reason, I suppose. Anyway, you said you were looking for me. What's wrong?
Yeah, grizzly murders.
What, so the Archmagister really believes we Delverics owned one of those stones? I would have known that. Believe me, I've snuck inside our manor's treasure chamber more than once. And there was no black stone whatsoever.
Okay, I didn't even mention a black stone. I talked about the murders.
Not in the least, no. Setting aside the fact that what you're describing is bloody spooky, I don't have the slightest idea who might have an interest in sending me on this morbid paper chase through Ark. Either whoever did this has mistaken me for someone else, or we're dealing with a seriously disturbed individual.
Well, hopefully it's not your sister. So if you believe those confession letters, all those murder victims were horrible, horrible people who deserved to die.
Yeah, I already suspected as much. But still, it doesn't change the fact that I have no idea who might be behind this, and why he sent me this package and not, for example, the Ark Guard.
Uh-huh. What about the cipher?
No, none. That's... Wait. Could you show me those letters again?
Yeah, sure.
By the wise hermit, that's... No, that's not possible.
Come on, don't make me drag it out of you.
These fragments, if you combine all of them, they make a sentence. Knock, knock, who's there? Come in alone, if only you dare.
I figured out that much, apparently, but what does it mean?
But... No, that doesn't make sense.
What?
I know that phrase from my childhood. Adila and me, it was our code, when we snuck out of the house to go on one of our expeditions.
Okay, so clearly, even though I just said this, it's totally not your sister, right?
Yes, but... No, that just doesn't make sense. Adila's an apothecarian, not a goddamn assassin. You said one of the corpses you found was a hired killer. How in blazes could my sister kill someone like that? And... why?
I mean, she had the black stone. Duh.
Oh, come on, that's just bullshit. Even if the stone somehow gave her the power to do this, Adila wouldn't hurt a fly. Come on, I'll prove it to you. Meet me in Duneville. I'll take you to our hideout.
Okay, sure. I'll meet you there, dude. Where's this place? Oh god, it's way down there. Alright. Let's just do this. There we go.
We always go too easy on the scum.
Corruption magic? What's that? That doesn't exist. You're lying, Baron. There's no such thing as corruption magic. I am a Jedi like my Wait. He did sound frustrated. I've actually liked his voice actor. As I mentioned before, the three principal characters, him, Kalia, and Taylor, have all actually been pretty good voice actors. So the kittens purr, and you feel wonderful, and then you die. In peace and tranquility. Commander Meredith, she's a wonderful beacon of hope and joy and love and triumph and strength. And she's super hot, so, you know.
Yes? Monsieur?
Good morning, my sir. Good to hear. Where to?
I mean, that wouldn't be a bad way to go. Just have a Doom kitten. The only problem is getting rid of the corpse. So I'll have to, like, drive out into the middle of nowhere. And then unleash the kitten and die in my car. And people drive by and be like, what the hell? And there's just a kitten there purring. And they're like, oh, who's so cute? And then they die. And then people go to investigate the people, and then they die. And then the police show up, and then they die. And it just escalates from there. Yeah, no kidding, Aleph. I'm pretty sure the game is literally longer than Skyrim's main story. Ignoring the fact that Skyrim's main story, A, isn't all that long, and B is, well, not that great. I'm pretty sure that even the first time through, I could have beaten Skyrim's main story faster than I have currently gone through this. What breed? It's a cat. What does it matter? It's a cute fuzzy cat, big fluffy hair. Cute innocent face, and it goes... Whee! Don't do this at home.
Yes.
I said no. God, dude, pay attention. Well, they are not Siamese, if you please. They're also not Siamese, if you don't please. Oh, God, Aleph. I mean, that's usually my general approach. Side stuff, then main stuff. I do that in most games. Well, yeah, Maverick. There's cute, adorable, cuddly, fluffy, amazing. Hey, dude, what the hell is with this place? Yeesh.
Ah, there you are. Our old manor's in the desert, a few miles to the northwest from Duneville. It's quite a march, but doable.
Okay. Well, let's go then. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, did I finally get you with something, Bloody?
I won't repeat myself.
After
Son
all
of-
these centuries.
I will
It's
not.
just plain crazy. Huh?
Fortune to anchor here.
I remember bits and pieces of Lady in the Tramp. I haven't watched it in quite a while. Ah! That's very simple, Senor Pistol Bro. So, obviously, thanks to the UI, or I should say the HUD issues, we can't put the full text there, which would be more indicative, but SP stands for Story Positive. Story SN stands for Story Negative. GP is Gameplay Positive, and GN is Gameplay Negative. The rest of it should be self-explanatory. Where do you want me to go? Ah, it's not too far. No, he absolutely did not, Ulmerich. I can say that with 100% certainty, because that kind of thing basically doesn't happen in Warcraft, first and foremost, and second of all, Undead Arthas, that is to say, what I call Death Knight Arthas, didn't even have thoughts even approaching that direction. And real Arthas underneath that was still attached to Miss Proudmoore. So, no, no, and no, respectively. Well, you haven't been talking as much as you usually do, Cloudy. And you also haven't been emoting as much as you usually do. You know, what's funny is I feel like we've actually already had the Alexstrasza, discussion. If we count Alexstrasza as that, which I don't, to be 100% clear, then that is the only exception. But no, that kind of thing does not happen in Warcraft. The end. The writers have actually talked about this before. What, are you still fighting? Die, die, die. Are we done? Let's
Nothing left but rubble. By the wise Herman, how long has it been since I was last here? Come on, we're almost there.
There you go. I was gonna say, you're, a little stuck there, buddy. I should try to find that interview sometime. That was a long time ago.
They must belong to prospectors. That means someone has found our little cave since then. Seems no secret can stay secret forever. Anyway, let's go on in. I'll prove to you this is all nonsense.
Platty, why do you want to play Mr. 288? I'm just curious. He does have lines in Chapter 7, Chapter 10, and Chapter 13, for the record. He is, in fact, the Black Mage of the town with the most lines. Most of the others usually only have 1 or 2 bits of recurring line. I forget who mentioned it earlier, but I really would wish I could put some...
If these are running free here, I suppose there's not much left of the diggers.
Put some fire-absorbing armor on him, you know? So, is there a crypt nearby?
Farther down, yeah. It belonged to an old landlord. When Adela and I came here, we always made sure the gate stayed shut. But someone must have opened it. Or maybe the Red Madness awakened the corpses and they did it themselves. Poor sods.
Oh. Sure. Sorry, dude. Sorry. It's a bunch of dead miners, like you do. So, do you think we're gonna have to kill his sister? Kill him? Kill both? Worse? Like, I'm thinking worse. What's the bleakest outcome here? That's a good way to start, I think. I don't know. Those miners were way back up here. We're still going.
There, up ahead. That's the clearing where Adela and I always went. If someone's waiting for us, then it'll be there.
I'm ready to tickle your sister, sir.
I don't think we should go down together.
Okay.
If Adela really is waiting down there, and I'm still not sure she is, I'm pretty confident she wants me to come alone, as our code said. So I suggest you stay hidden and cover my back.
Okay.
Yeah. You see that platform up ahead? This'll get me down to the pit. You should take the path through the crypt, just down that tunnel a few steps back.
Oh, sure.
Stay hidden. This is all just a misunderstanding. I'm sure of it.
Yeah, I'll just go through the Dungeon of the Damned, fighting the undead as I go. You go down the elevator. Jackass. Alright, whatever. What'd I tell you? God. It just amuses me. I am using a fairly high-level spell here, with talents that make it much stronger. And yet these things are like, yeah, we're just gonna be here. Is that cool? I'm just gonna keep taking it in the face and not die. HP! Whatever. I've already complained about it. I've already given a negative for it, so whatever. Look at this. Look at that. Oh, and also, when she actually died before. Oh, there we go. Before all this, her final thoughts as she died were, "I love you, brother. Please don't let me die and become a horrible monster abomination." And he's like, "Don't worry. I'll totally take care of you."
So you came. I have to admit, I didn't expect that.
Adela, so it's true. What is this? Why am I here? And what did you do to that man?
Still as forgetful as you were back then, aren't you? What in blazes?
Hey, what's up?
What is this, Jaspar? Some kind of ambush? How could you do?
Okay, hang on.
Still as forgetful as you were back then, aren't you, brother? To the circle, now!
So apparently I can intervene at work. At will, effectively.
Now look at him, Jaspar. Look at him carefully.
Valencio Duran. By the name of the sun.
The man who killed our family. Correct. You should have seen it. How he screamed and begged for mercy. Pathetic. But I'm afraid I've got bad news for you, Valencio. Never again. I'll make sure that you never again hurt anyone. And I'll enjoy it. Just as I'll enjoy what I'll do to all those who are up next.
Adela, please. This is ridiculous. You have no idea what you're saying, let alone what you're doing. Please, just...
I know damn well what I'm doing. Better than I ever did. I'll continue where Father had to stop. And I'll make them all pay. All these bastards who think they are above justice. I should have known you wouldn't understand. Just look at you, staring off into space and asking all these stupid questions. But you know what? I'm not here to justify myself. I'm here because I think that despite all you did, despite all you became, you deserve to witness justice as much as I do. To see this bastard pay for what he's done. And believe me, I will not make it quick.
I don't think she's Batman. I think she's Frank Castle. Francisca Castle, maybe?
The Black Stone. Oh, damn. Then it's really true.
You know of the stone?
Yes. Yes, listen to me, Adela. Whatever you've done over the past months, you didn't do it of your own free will. The stone, it's evil, and it controls you.
What is this, Jaspar? One of your brilliant jokes? We Dalverics have had this stone for generations. Father, he lived this calling, but he failed to see what the stone really was. A gift of fate, a means for us to carry out our destiny, to bring justice to a world where there is none. But I saw, and I will use it.
No, you're seeing this wrong. The stone, it's cursed. It wants you to... Shit, damn it, I just don't know what to say.
Surprise, Jaspar. You never did. But it doesn't matter now. Go, Jaspar. I've changed my mind. I got sentimental. Thought I owed you this, but I really don't. You don't understand me, just as you never understood Father. And listening to you talk makes me remember why I kept away from you all these years. Just look at what you've become. Running around and working for the kind of people Father tried to bring down. Treasure hunter. You're a thug. You might as well just as spit on Father's grave.
All right. This is getting us nowhere. You obviously think you know what you're doing, but you don't. Which is why you'll now give me the stone. Before it'll make you do something you'd regret.
What?
The Black Stone. You'll give it to me. Something bad's about to happen, and without it, we won't be able to stop it. You can keep doing whatever it is that you do, but you'll have to do it without magic. I'm sorry if this isn't what you wanted to hear.
So, this is why you really came. You want the stone for yourself. What did they pay you, Jaspar, huh?
What? No.
Go.
Adela,
Go!
As you wish. I'm sorry.
You... Who are you?
You just killed Jesper.
I know. You damn fool, Jaspar. You bloody damn fool. I guess I should have known he wouldn't have come alone. He always had a problem with following instructions. So you are what? His sidekick? What will you do? Fight me? I have to warn you, that's a bad idea.
I mean, you could just give me the stone and I'll leave you be.
The stone, of course. You know, of all the things I expected to happen, this never even crossed my mind. A speech, maybe, some philosophical bullshit about why I shouldn't kill Valenzio, or some excuse why he didn't give a shit for me all those years. But no, even better. He doesn't give a damn about me. He came, yes, but because of the stone. Because some fucking snob hired him to get it from me. By the gods, what an idiot I was to believe otherwise for even a second. I don't know you, but if my brother showed you this place, he trusted you. And that means something. So I'll let you go.
No,
But if you make even one wrong move, I will crush you. And believe me, I am not joking.
But... Okay, I literally can't leave without the stone. Okay? Jesper was right. We quite literally need it for the greater good. Now, if you don't hand it over, I'm going to have to force you.
The greater good. Sure. Don't say I didn't give you a choice.
Okay, you didn't give me a choice. You didn't give me a choice, and you're dead. Hey, look, the black stone. There we go. Alright, well, bye, Jesper. See you around. No, I'm kidding, I'm kidding. Let's not allow that to happen. Nope, no, 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 no. Yep, that's what it is. It's totally an ambush.
No, Adelia, you're taking this the wrong way. I have to...
Your turn.
Okay. Just waiting. Come on. You've got to be kidding me. Okay. Okay.
Still as forgetful as you were back then.
No, it... Hang on.
Aren't you, brother?
Kill! Disable! There we go.
No, Adelia, you're taking this the wrong way. I have to...
We did it! We did it! We totally saved his life. And soft-locked the game. Okay.
Still as forgetful as you were back then, aren't you, brother? To the circle, now!
You really can't save him. You really can't?
What is this, Jaspar? Some kind of ambush? How could
That's actually horrible. Look at this.
Screw you!
That's horrible. How do you save him? By all means, explain to me how you save him. Because I will cheat to save his life. Hey, let me kill her for a third time here. There we go. There we go. We did it! He's alive! He's, Jaspar? Jaspar, how are you? You're welcome, Jaspar. Ah, my every second is agony. Probably never, Buzz Dogan. I don't watch Game of Thrones, so.
Still as forgetful as you were back then, aren't you, brother? To the circle, now!
Oh, goodness, no. I can't stand that show. It's very much not my thing.
Now look at him, Jaspar. Look at him carefully.
You know, whatever.
What in blazes?
Let's just speed this up.
I told you to come alone. What is this, Jaspar? Some kind of ambush? How could you, damn it? How could you?
No, Adelia, you're taking this
Screw
away.
you! Your turn.
Okay. Alright, whatever. So he's super dead. Whatever. I turn to the GM. Okay, so I sneak up behind her. I rolled a 15 on my stealth roll, so...
How unexpectedly death calls us to him. It is bitter, is it not? Unfair.
Who the hell are you again? Other than the one who killed Sirius and did something with Callie. I'm still not sure what you did with her.
You are angry because you blame me for the death of your friend. But I only did what had to be done.
Uh-huh. I mean, you almost killed me.
You are furious about the danger I brought upon you.
No.
What would have happened if I hadn't been there in that ship? Let us dare a glimpse, Prophet. A glimpse into the reality which you prefer to this one. 3 hours after your brawl, Captain Rosio's ship enters the harbor of Ark. You wait until the noise falls silent, and together with your friend, you sneak onto the deck.
She's the GM.
Almost make it. A few arms lengths from the safety of the dock, a sailor named Rajik takes note of your presence. There is no need for an explanation as to who you are. And maybe on a normal day, Rajik would have let you run. But not today. For years, he has been eagerly awaiting his promotion to become a petty officer of the 8th class. And yet today, it was announced that his loathed rival had won it instead of him. And how angry he is. How furious. And who knows? Maybe it is not too late. What better way to impress the captain than to be the one who discovers 2 stowaways who have eaten the crew's bread for a month? From there, it ends quickly. One sword for your neck, the other one for your friends, and no one to grant you a second life this time. But that is not what happened. The first beat of a wing, and where are you now? You have abilities others wouldn't even dare to dream of. You can hear the echo of the future, and you will make decisions whose extent even you will barely understand. So tell me, Prophet, isn't that a fate preferable to the other?
You're just guessing.
You accuse me of lying, and your doubts are justified, for I cannot see the future. However, there is no need for that. All that is required is a glimpse beyond the surface, and suddenly it becomes clear that we are nothing but a sea of endless possibilities.
Multiverse!
And if one listens long enough, the shapeless takes on form, and the unfathomable becomes tangible.
What are you?
You wonder whether I belong to those whom you fight. But no, I do not. The High Ones, humanity, the emissaries, these are but elements of the game. I am more than that.
I am the GM. You killed Kalia's father, dude. I mean, dudette.
You claim that I took part in the death of the grieving man. But was that really me, I wonder? Or only a splinter of what I really am? I have many forms, Prophet, and I am everywhere, even when you can't see me. But yes, I paved the girl's way, just as I paved yours. Some things have to happen, so that consistency may persist.
You don't understand. I actually wrote the backstory for her character and then realized I didn't actually design it properly. I had to go back and change it.
You ask if I can see more than just this branch. And the answer is yes, I can. But considering what I am, that is not much of a feat.
Do the High Ones and the cycle exist in the other realities as well?
You want to know if what threatens you threatens other realities too. And yes, it does. The cycle is a logical consequence born from the right circumstances. And these are not limited to your branch. You wonder what I am, yet your question should not be what, but where. And the answer to this is everywhere. What you see right now is merely a splinter.
I'm trying so hard not to make a TMNT joke.
You think my intention is to disconcert you, but you're wrong. I am here because you think it was I who took someone you cared for. And although you err, I do not like being seen as a destroyer. Which is why I will wipe away my debt, which was never there to begin with. Step back.
They're the world's most fearsomest fighting team.
Farewell, Prophet. Maybe we will meet again. Maybe not.
Jaspar? Jaspar?
That's my name. But Adila, what happened?
She killed you.
But I only remember a flash of fire and then darkness. Everything's so blurry.
Jaspar, I don't know how to tell you this. You were frickin' dead.
What?
You were frickin' dead.
But okay, I'm sorry, but this is all just a little too much. Please, just give me some time with my sister, all right? Go back to Ark with that bloody stone. Go anywhere, but please, just leave me alone.
All right, dude. I know there's a lot of fire here. That wasn't me, okay? That was this other guy. I even left her swords for you. You can take her swords, Jaspar. Wouldn't you like that? Just okay, whatever.
Oh, Dila, what did you do?
I mean, we know exactly what she did, but, you know, whatever. It wasn't me, Ulbrich, I swear. It wasn't me. You gotta believe me. I mean, it literally wasn't. I killed her, not him. Gotta admit, the smoking gun certainly does seem to indicate me. I'll give you that. What was the GM thinking? Oh, right. I guess I shouldn't kill a beloved character. Here you go. Oh, wrong hand. There you go. Any questions? Why did you bring him back? Well, because Bobby over there really got attached to Jespar.
Hear my words, O path-abiding people of this holy city. Rumors circulate. Rumors about the horrible events of the past moon.
Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that one's.
They speak of a red madness that befalls peaceful souls, driving them.
Did you think this through? Yes. Yes. It was all part of my amazing plan. Damn it, Aleph. That's probably going to happen now, too. He'll be like, I'm so grateful you saved my life, so that now I might die. Damn it, dude. I've just rezzed you for this. Yeah, now I could die. But now my death has meaning.
What?
Huh? I mean, it could be worse. It could be, huh? Oh. Ah. Huh?
Watch yourself. The streets aren't safe this time of the day.
I have, yes, Papa Neeks. And it's the most horrible video in the history of the known universe ever. I'm kidding, of course. But yes, I have seen it. Although I'm not sure my name is the Lore Runner. Although that's kind of a cool name, just adding M to the beginning of it. Like a link suddenly shows up. Yeah! Yeah! Hey, Majdi.
Thy name is my sacrament, and thy path I will honor.
See, I'm actually debating. The railroading is excessive in this game. But, no, Black Vial! But I'm not actually sure if it deserves a negative or not. Because, I mean, there's plenty of games that are, you know, aggressively...
Hey, you there. Yes, you. I think I have a letter for you.
Thanks.
You're welcome. And may your path always be even.
Yeah, that's nice. Okay, what? But anyways, aggressive linearity in and of itself is not actually a negative, in my opinion. Even when it comes to game design. Okay, fine, whatever. I was actually waiting for that Black Vial. We'll just pretend I tipped her. It's not that hard. Here's 20 pennies. Whoa. What?
Ah, Prophet. Good that you're here.
So, I got your letter, what do you need? Or, to be weird, I will say, I got your letter, what do you need?
Answers, I suppose. It's about the Neremese mage, Nashari. A tragic event. Truly tragic.
So, any news on the investigation?
No, but the Enterprise Shah Rim had an idea. One that was so obvious that I wonder why I didn't think of it myself. The word of the dead. We could use it to, well...
Yeah, relieve her final moments. I get you.
Correct. And I assume you can imagine why I am telling you this.
Yep, you want me to do it.
Yes. You've already used the casket once, and you survived. That makes you the best candidate. What do you think?
Sure. Let's do it.
That's the answer I was hoping for. When can we start?
Now.
Since Pegas' body, unlike the Pyrean, isn't preserved, we should lose as little time as possible. Who knows what the decay has already done to her memories?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Very good. Then let us get right to it. I will call Sharin.
So, like, for example, most of the railroading has been, pretty stark, but I think the first time the railroading has actually pissed me off is in the cutscene we just saw. The specific element there is the game actually gave us a choice. Stay hidden or expose ourselves. Yes, Buzzdogan. That's a full total conversion mode. So if we expose ourselves, she's like, hey, and then she kills him after several lines of dialogue and several interactions during which we can't do anything to interrupt her. If we decide not to expose her, if we stay hidden, then she eventually kills him as part of her argument. The latter I can go with. If we just stay hidden and him and her killing him, yeah, okay, sure. If we expose ourselves because we're worried about his safety, which is actually my legitimate in-character reasoning for doing that, as well as a player, it's like, oh god, she's totally going to attack him. Charging out to save him, only to have her be like, yeah, I'm actually invincible right now, so I'm just going to kill him really quick. There we go. And then I'm going to turn to you, and then you can fight me. That's, I feel, a little bit too much. It's actually arguably made worse by the fact that the only reason he was mandated to die is so that you could turn around and the Veiled Woman could show up again and be like, hey, here's some non-answers, and I'm going to go ahead and res them for you now. You know what I mean? That, to me, that's not good railroading. I can accept railroading. I mean, I love the Final Fantasy series, for God's sakes. But I do feel there's a difference between good railroading and bad railroading. Now, that is the only really egregious example of bad railroading I've seen so far. So, right now, I'd probably put that as part of an aggregate negative. We'll see if it continues to go in that vein going forward.
We are set.
I still don't understand why we aren't doing this in the Chronicum. A storage room? This is a bloody disgrace.
Actually, I should probably just jot that down before I forget it. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is going to be part of a new aggregate, really. I mean, I agree, Ulmerich. Actually, forcing the story down a linear path is actually harder to do than it sounds from a video game design perspective, because the more tools you put into the player's kit, the worse it is. We were just talking about this earlier. How, the scene where the player is just, you're paralyzed, so you can't interfere with the scene, that kind of a thing. Or worse, when the player's just standing there with their jaw out, like, oh my god, what are they doing? Anthem frickin' did that. Of course, Anthem was terrible. But, Anthem did that with the scene where we were just watching the monitor kill her, rather than doing anything. But anyways, so we'll just jot that down there.
All the rooms in the Chronicum are occupied. Also, we don't know how the magic in the temple would react to the activation of the casket. So, if something goes wrong...
Then the explosion only tears the three of us apart. How reassuring. But I get your point. Let's get started. Prophet, open the casket.
Key. What should I look for?
Think. Anything that helps us find her killer.
Okay.
Prophet, did it work?
He isn't reacting. We should...
Meanwhile, in the past...
Well then, let's find the mole. All trails lead here.
It's the bread! I knew it!
cache. So our mole was here not too long ago.
It's the bones!
Tasty.
Toasty! Dude, we should totally go to TGI Fridays and get some banana poppers. And by banana, I mean jalapeno poppers.
Go!
Cute.
Too close.
Oh, by the way, just because I feel like someone would ask, let me go ahead and explain something here. So as a narrator, as a game designer, if your objective, for whatever reason, but if your goal when it comes to designing a scene is he dies, she is an unreconcilable enemy, and then he is rezzed, you know what they could have done to make that happen? We sneak down here, and as we are moving through the area, as we're going down the path, some of their dialogue is playing, and we can just hear it in the distance, echoing through the chambers we're going through. Then, after a certain point, and this would take some timing and some work, but after a certain point, then it would be, you hear the explosion, and the and it's like, and then you would have to time that, so the general idea is to be, like, as you're about, say, halfway through the dungeon, maybe a bit more, you hear the explosion. When you get down there, he's on the ground on fire. And she is standing over him, and then she has the "I should have known" speech, and then she fights us. Bam! Problem solved. That is good railroading. Because that's still railroaded, right? We still don't have a choice in how it goes. But it's presented and designed in a way that it makes it more clear that it's not, like, if you could picture the GM just holding your forehead back, like, no, you're not allowed to do this. No, stay back. You know what I mean?
Shit! Prophet's ass. What is this, a horror chamber?
Honestly, is this a horror chamber? Ah, well. I'm sorry, I don't like this voice actress. She's one of the rare ones that's just not good in this game.
Blood Moon Revolt. Now playing. Huh. I doubt that somehow.
Nah, it's totally playing. And yeah, like... That's true, Ulmerich! Oh no, spiders. You can tell because they're so cute and fluffy. Oh my god, I can barely see. That's better. How about you guys? This is how I get around.
Well, well. This looks much more like a hideout, doesn't it?
God, it is really dark in here. Like, legitimately dark. I don't actually know if I have a light spell. I had a, I do not. I had a torch, but I don't know if my torch carried over into the past. Torch, 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 torch. Like, I went out of my way to pick it up when I saw it. Torch, torch, torch! Oh, thank God, I can see! Okay. Oh, I'm gonna eat something, alright. Oh, Platty's not here, I can't make that joke. And by Platty, I mean Bragwin. Damn it, now I'm thinking you're Bragwin, or Platty. All you people, you look alike to me. Anyways, I was just gonna make another of my stupid jokes to try and make Bragwin grin or laugh. Like you do. This is a very heavily trapped area, isn't it? My goodness.
Traps, traps, traps. Don't want anybody to find your lair, do you? Well, too late.
Oh no, I'm being stopped by a small cord going over my ankles. Whatever. I mean, again, speaking as someone who's been working with the fan project of the theaters for some time, at a certain point you just get sufficiently desperate for additional voice actors when you have so many characters to voice. They just kind of accept that some people are just not going to be doing a great job. You know?
Now would you look at that? The hideout. Let's find out who you are, shall we?
And so at a certain point, even though you want them to do better, again, at a certain point it's just like, oh well, at least you're, you know, audible and doesn't sound terrible. Like, I've heard terrible voice acting, and that's not this, so... Oh, definitely the dignified person, Ulmerich. They would take time and effort designing their, their fire traps and whatnot. At least you're cheap. I mean, I literally can't afford to pay my voice actors, so yeah. I've actually put serious thought over the years into setting aside or making some way of actually getting the funding necessary to literally be able to pay people for that. I mean, I already paid 2 of my viewers in order to help me with the project.
These are the robes the mercenaries in Old Rationgrad wore. That doesn't really help me.
Okay. Oh yeah, like the varying in quality of the microphones, that's my biggest bane right there. Just yikes. That is something that takes some effort to get around. Hello? Okay, well. I'm just gonna start mashing E, because apparently there's... There we go.
An Entropist staff. So our mole is a Sinistro.
And the mole is... Bob. Looking for the pixel. Don't mind me. Looking for a pixel. Looking for a pixel. It's gotta be here somewhere. Anywhere. Woo. Though there's also such a thing as good, bad voice acting. And I know what you're thinking. Lore, do you have an example off the top of your head you can give us for that? And yes, I do. Star Fox 64. No! Hit the brakes! I can't stop it!
What the? Naramese brandy. Didn't know you could even get that over here.
My Emperor! I failed you!
Well, well. How careless of you. Leaving a letter down here for everyone to read? Let's see. You? No, that isn't possible.
It was... Really?
Upper floor, first room on the left.
My quest objective is meet the Prophet and the Dancing Nomad. What the...
Madame, how can I help?
Where's the innkeep?
Running an errand. How can I help? A pint of mead or a bed?
A bed. 5 pennies, right? Here you go.
And here's the key. First room on the left. Have a great stay.
I will.
It'll be the best stay I've ever had. Yes, Aleph. Oh, time to wait for the other me. Okay, let me get on the table. Maybe that'll advance it. Nope. How about we go under? I'll just take a nap. Nope. What do you want me to do, game? Okay. I'm always looking for more actors, by the way, Aleph, so if you want to join us, you are more than welcome. There is an absolutely gargantuan number of characters in FF9. It's one of the things that's been causing me stress about it. Like, there are still a huge number of NPCs who only have, 3 or 4 lines, but they do have lines, and therefore they need actors. And I don't like voicing all the NPCs myself. I'm trying to avoid that. That's my backup plan at this point. Oh, right, we'll close the door. Good idea. Now we're safe. Sound forever. We'll try the other one again. Room service. Hi! Oi! I need room service. Maybe if I go back out here, maybe something's bugged.
Lishari.
What do you know?
One step further.
Wait, please, I can explain everything.
Fuck your explanation. You betrayed us.
A chance, Lishari. That's all I'm asking for.
Come.
I don't recognize him. Callum. Who the heck is he?
Explain. You have 10 minutes.
So then he kills us.
What is it?
Huh?
You've been staring into that mug for over a minute now. What is it?
Well, let me think. I just learned that my former companion betrayed me and followed us to Enderal without my knowledge. There, he hired a mercenary army, wreaked havoc on our excavation site, destroyed my research, and massacred our allies.
I just hired them to destroy the research, damn it. Is it my fault they snapped? Also, it's god lambs they killed. The enemies we spent decades fighting, in case you forgot.
I can't stand those stuck-up idiots either, but the Lightborn are dead, and we need the Order's resources to stop the cycle. But let's skip this part, shall we? We've had that discussion before. Question is, where do we go from here?
Yes, Dumb Lizard. This is an optional quest.
Let me go. You have my word that I won't mess with your plans any longer. If Juslan, Constantine, and you want to betray everything we stood for, it's your call. No more mercenaries, no more sabotage. There's a ship leaving for Narum in 2 weeks. Probably the last one for a long, long time. I'll be on board.
How do I know you're telling the truth? You lied for a job, Kaleem. And not just there.
Well, this time I'm not. Damn it, Leisha. Can't you just trust me? Just this once?
Like I trusted you with Alana.
Alright. Have it your way. Arrest me. Throw me into a cell. And watch while the Order has me hanged. I've said everything I had to say.
Get out. Get out and never come back. And if I ever see your fucking face again, it won't be the Order who knocks your lights out.
Thanks, Leisha. I promise I...
Get out!
Farewell.
Then he kills us. No? Who the hell kills us? Who kills us? Ah, whatever. I'll just pull my mace out here. I didn't hit that button, by the way. She just did that. She was like, you know what? I like maces. I guess I'll just lie down for a bit with all the... I can't move.
Trust me, Alicia. Thanks, Khalid. Thanks for nothing. What the...
What?
The mead. No. You...
So, why was she stripped and stabbed with a sword when we found her?
Took effect.
Never mind.
You do it. I don't want to watch this.
Khalid...
Wake him. Wait. Prophet. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can totally hear you.
By the name of the sun. So it worked. You were inside Lashari's memory.
Oh, yeah. So here's what happened. Explain.
Khalim. Should have known.
Who is this man?
A former member of our order. A master spy. He was the one who fought the hardest against Constantine's decision to join forces with Oranthiel. I always thought he stayed behind in Nerim, but it seems I was wrong.
So he followed you to Enderal, because I have to state the obvious, because I'm a moron.
He and someone else, at least according to your report. Bloody scum. Poisoned mead? How low can you get? Forgive me, all this... It's a lot to take in.
Were they close?
They were a couple, yes. Even though I always told her to stay away from him. He was the biggest liar to ever walk the face of Vin. An excellent trait for a spy, but for a lover, it was a disaster. Thing is, she wouldn't listen. She always believed she could bring out the good in him. It was only when she found out that he had cheated on her with a Cabetian noblewoman that she had finally left him for good.
Ilana, wasn't it? Who was she?
Ilana Kabrak, a young, powerful countess who supported our order. I'm guessing Khalim hoped he'd become Count Kabrak if he slept with her long enough. She wasn't as gullible as Lashari, though, and dumped him when another, more influential Northern Lord asked for her hand. A smart woman, I have to hand it to her. She knew what she was in for, right from the start.
I'm sorry, what was his motive?
As I said, he denounced our cooperation with the Holy Order, and even proceeded to threaten us if we went through with our alliance. We dismissed it as just so much hot air, which, as it turned out, cost us dearly. Who knows? Had we been more cautious, Lashari might still be alive.
Any idea who the other traitor was?
I can think of a couple people, yes. Khalim wasn't the only one from our order who saw our cooperation with Oranthiel as a treason to our cause. On the other hand, it might still be someone from within the ranks of the Holy Order. No offense, Morael, but it's no secret that both we and Oranthiel still have plenty of enemies within the temple. Let's just hope that this glimmer-cap dust bottle you found on the attack site can help us. It seems like our only chance.
Yeah, so now what? Because I want to kill that guy pretty badly.
Or maybe he's already on that ship back to Nerim. We don't know.
In other words, we're as smart as we were before.
Not entirely. I will tell Commander Aaron about all this. Maybe she'll find more clues in that theater in the Undercity. We'll see. Now, please, excuse me. I need some space. Thank you for your help, Prophet. I only wish we had learned more.
Tragic. Truly tragic. I will see to her body and ensure that she gets a proper burial. Thanks again, Prophet. You did all you could.
So Ulmerich, if you're still there, because you asked a question a while ago at this point. Hang on just a second. So, what kind of voice would I do for the God Emperor of Mankind? So, I understand emotion, Vaughn. Completely. Hi, Myron. Welcome home. Or welcome done, whichever it is. I picture someone who does a voice basically like James Earl Jones, effectively. You know, something, it's not just deep, but it's got that cadence to it, which not everyone who has a deep voice has. That kind of thing where it almost kind of vibrates as it gets to a certain tempo, you know what I'm talking about? I have to work at it to get my voice to do that, or I need to be relaxed, one of the two. I'm serious. You talk to me first thing in the morning, my voice is just... I can't even do it. I can't even emulate it. My sister used to say that I should record lines as soon as I wake up because I have a completely different voice when I first wake up. But anyways, point being, that's the kind of voice that I would picture for the God Emperor of Mankind. Hello, Elder Scroll Curious. What's up? Kalia? Kalia. Hey.
Yes? Is it important? If not, please go away. I'm not in the mood for company.
No, I just want to know how you're holding up.
Saira, what part of I'm not in the mood for company don't you understand? Please, just leave me alone, okay?
Ask Bragwin, Aleph. Look, Kalia, if there's anything within my power to do, let me know. I mean, I could literally snap people out of existence. Surely I could do something, right?
What? I don't need your pampering, your pity, or whatever it is you came here to do. I just want to be left alone.
But
you just don't get that, do you? You always come to me like a bloody dog. Why, Saira? Why are you the only one who can't see me for what I am? All the others can, so what's the deal with you?
Well, I am crazy. Like, pretty crazy.
You have no idea what you're saying.
No, I am super crazy.
Monster, damn it, a bloody abomination. And here you are, acting as if you are the only one who knows better. That's such a joke. The biggest joke since Starfall, and also the worst one. Back in old Dothelgrad, when I killed that bandit, do you have the slightest idea what my first impulse was when I was done with him? The blood on your face, how helpless you are lying there. And I would have enjoyed every moment of it.
Real quick. Yes, we're still at war with Neherim. Near as I can tell, it hasn't done anything. Like, I keep waiting for there to be bandits on the road, but I haven't seen any. On the other hand, I haven't done a lot of exploring, so... What would you have done? Killed me?
Don't you? Or don't you want to?
You're just gonna kill me.
You just have no idea.
I mean,
no
you can't.
idea how hard it is to always fight back, to not give in. All that, Why, Saira? Why do I have to be this way? I never asked to be brought back from the dead. I never wanted to become my father's failed experiment. And I never asked to have this perversion put in my head, which seems to be all that bloody defines me. Maybe I should just stop fighting it. Maybe that thing I became in the castle is my true face. And all of this is just a part of a mask that I try to trick myself into believing is real.
Well, now that's an interesting question. What's that old quote? Good night, Myron. Have a good one. There's an old quote, and I can't remember how it goes, but it's something along the lines of... It's easy to be good if you are good. It is hard to be good if you are bad. And it's said so much more eloquently than I just said it, but it's actually a fascinating quote. The idea is that those who strive to be good arguably are more good than those who are naturally good. There's actually a related quote, which is part of a similar topic, and that is, it's easy to be a saint in paradise. I mean, I'm actually going with the third option. Maybe the fact that you're constantly trying to fight it is what makes it strong.
Interesting thought. But what does that mean? That I should just accept that deep down I'm a monster? I have to think, Saira. Thanks for your words, and thanks for being there. It means a lot to me.
That's the quote.
I need some space now, okay? Please just give me some time.
I swear Parthenax himself is actually quoting something else as well. But yes, the Parthenax quote. What is to be better? To be born good or to overcome evil in nature through great effort? Where the hell am I?
This just doesn't make any sense. Why can't it ever be easy?
A machine that can banish these high ones. The mysteries of this world are endless, aren't they?
So, what time is it? Okay, we've got about 14 minutes before we got to switch over. So, aging process in an animated work. Personally, I'm in favor of it, but I'm also in favor of continuity in general. And there's two big reasons why I'm in favor of it. One, continuity. Two, The Simpsons. I don't feel like I need to add anything to that, really.
Yes? Have you found any of the stones yet?
So, I found this.
Here you go looking for a stone, and you simultaneously solve an Enderalian mystery. Good work. I had read theories about what happened to the Count, but this is not what I had imagined. I wonder what became of that girl.
Nah.
Seems as if a part of the stone's energy really was banished into her body. Just look at it, it's somehow duller than the others. But still, it should make a difference. Anyhow, let's see if we were right.
Yep, he is an Archmagister. And he wears silly clothing. As is mandated. But yeah, how many seasons are we up to with Simpsons? I legitimately don't know. I have utterly lost count.
Fascinating. Truly fascinating.
What just happened?
Well, exactly what we thought would happen, I'd wager. The stone connected with the beacon. And what a connection it was. I've never seen such energy, let alone felt it. But be that as it may, half a chicken doesn't make a cake. We still need 2 more stones.
Half a chick... What?
Truly fascinating. Yes?
So I found another one.
Stones yet? Oh, by the righteous path. His own sister? Oh, I'd heard about those murders. It's cruel, truly cruel. Why in blazes are the High Ones doing this? I think and I think, but I just can't find an answer.
Maybe they're just evil.
Maybe. At least all that suffering wasn't in vain. Let us insert the stone.
Okay. Something about over there is just tanking my frame rate. It's been doing this the whole game. I look over here and it just goes right back up to 60. Then I look over here and it's like, 30, 20... 30 seasons. That's insane. So there you go. That's my point for me. How many of you in chat... No, you don't have to actually answer this question. But just to make my point, how many of you in chat are younger than Simpsons?
For all that energy to be than in the hands of some poor souls the High Ones are looking to poison. Only one more stone to go now, Prophet.
Yeah.
Oh my, that is horrible. I knew Dalgais wasn't exactly a paragon of virtue, but to abandon one's son simply because... I will never understand those sorts of people. But still, this tragedy tells us we were right about our theory regarding the stones.
So you think the High Ones are responsible for everything, and they're incredibly evil?
To destroy the village and make this boy suffer, that is perfidious. Truly perfidious. At least we now have all the stones. Let us complete the mosaic.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was pretty young when Simpsons started. Which is funny, because I actually remember Simpsons when it started. My Aunt Gloria actually introduced me to it.
By the left path, what power! If we could really direct this, use it against the High Ones, whew, it might work. It just might work. Now are we... Wait a moment. Do you feel that?
Is it the plot?
Something's different. The sea of eventualities. I can't feel it anymore.
You mean you can't cast magic? What could possibly cause that? Maybe the ancient eldritch artifact that we just powered up that you're standing 5 feet from? Do you even know what radiation is?
No, I don't think so. It's like a veil put in front of my eyes. This doesn't bode well, it truly does not. Sharim. He's currently trying to raise the barriers.
I'm sorry, what?
The ones at the gates. They are meant to magically seal them as a protection against Korak's armies. The walls are nearly impenetrable, but the gates aren't. Sharim said he would raise entropical barriers to take care of that. Quickly, go see him and find out what is going on. I will secure the beacon as best I can. Go.
Okay. I don't know if Simpsons is the longest standing. I think it's the longest standing animated show. But I think there's another show that's longer standing than it, and I want to say it's I Love Lucy. But I'm not sure. Someone with Google could figure it out.
It won't work. I can't see anything.
But why? That just doesn't make any sense.
Well spotted. We have to inform the Grandmaster immediately.
That's a good question, Dumb Lizard. I don't know. I didn't have it earlier when I looked. In fact, you may have noticed I actually checked after I finished talking to Kalia, and I didn't see it then. I'll check again, but I'm pretty sure I still don't have it. Oh, now I have it. Okay, so that has popped up now. Let's go talk to Jasper really quick. And by that I mean, I think it'll literally take me longer to get down there. Well, I could try. Hang on. Let's try and hurry this up, shall we? Insert Sonic music here. The door is locked and cannot be opened without a key. What? Oh god, we're on... I think you're right. I think we're locked into the plot now. What do you want to bet? There we go. Okay, so anyways. Let's see if I can find an interactable down here to force me into this zone. Sure. Oh wow, it's not letting me out here either. Holy crap, it really doesn't want me to go there. I think I'm actually soft locked at the moment, so let's rewind. Nope, the one before that. I'm guessing it's a show I've never even heard of, Enters. Of course. Where's I Love Lucy on the list? How many seasons did that go for? See, that's interesting you say that, Ulmerich, because I've heard some people philosophically argue about that. The idea that if you commit a crime in real life, redemption isn't even on the list. It's not something that's allowed under legal concepts. Like, you ever think about that? How do you know when you're overworked? I mean, you do? I don't know how to answer that. Right, we still have that going on. That's TCL. Yeah, I think we may be screwed. Hang on. So what's our last actual save? Back here. So hang on, let's go back to here. Let's rewind time again. While we're doing that, let's pull up the Nintendo stream. What? No. Really? Wow, that's nothing. I wonder what it is I was thinking of that's, you know, super long. There we go. Let me just make sure some stuff's set up here. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. Whatever. So, what? Why didn't it... Oh, God dang, it's the second time I've done that. Now that's interesting. You'll notice I suddenly do not actually have the quest to go talk to Jespar. Okay. Well, whatever, I suppose. Let's go back to where we were. I would say there's several decent developers left at this point. But I will say that the Nintendo devs have pretty much been... Okay. They're good. I still think that Nintendo's devs are good. And I will stand by that statement 100%. Nintendo corporate can go to hell. But... Nintendo devs, at least they still put out good products, you know what I mean? Like, I am legitimately looking forward to just about every Nintendo game coming out that we know of right now. What's a dev studio that I like? Nintendo! You mean someone else. Inti Creates, I believe, is one of them. I think. Hang on. Is that who you are? I literally have a Switch game right here, which is by them. Is this it? I think it's them. Yep, Inti Creates. I'm right. There you go. There's one. Yeah. I was really hoping to do this quest, at least in time. I think we're just going to do this and then cut off. Alpha Dream, what have they done?
One more time for the slow thinkers.
Hold up.
Yes, I recognize a magic blockade when I see one. And as long as it is active, we can...
A penny, my sir.
Let's see if we can go do this really quick.
One penny.
Nope. Alright, we are super stuck. Well, then we're done. So we're going to go ahead and chop off the local recording.